The Bowling Showcase Trophy is on the line as 8 teams compete in a 7-week bowling battle that will leave only one team standing and victorious. The next 2 teams in round 1 are ready to go, head to head. When it's all over, only the winning team will move on to continue the quest. 2 teams, 1 elimination match, the final head-to-head of round 1. Sterling Lanes versus Mayflower Lanes. The battle begins right now from the bowling capital of the world on Bowling Showcase Challenge Edition. Welcome everyone to Bowl 1 Lanes in Troy for the opening round of the Bowling Showcase Challenge Edition. I'm your host Mark Martin, and with me is my co-host Stephanie Penxa. Welcome Stephanie.
Thanks Mark. I'm excited to be here for our first round of challenge matches.
Now in the weeks ahead, we're going to be watching teams from various bowling centers going head to head in single game elimination rounds until the final 2 teams emerge and a champion is crowned.
And our venue for all of this bowling action is right here, Bowl 1 Lanes in Troy. We'd like to give them a big thank you for hosting this event. I see the bowlers are warming up behind us. So Mark, why don't you tell us a little about the challenge and what we can expect over the weeks ahead?
Well, what we can expect is what we've seen the last several weeks. Exciting action, amazing bowling, it's been great. We started with 8 teams. They all compete head-to-head in a Baker format, which means each of the 5 bowlers bowl 1 frame each. At the conclusion of the 5th frame, teams are going to swap lanes and continue to finish the match. Now, at the end of our match, our winning team will join the previous winners and move on to the next round of competition, where the 4 winning teams will square off. And then those winners will advance to the championship match, where one team will be crowned our Bowling Showcase Challenge champion.
A total of 7 highly competitive matches, each brought to you in their entirety, and it continues today. So Mark, let's get the ball rolling and tell us about the 2 teams competing on today's show.
Now our 4th Bowling Showcase match features Sterling Lanes against Mayflower Lanes. 2 pretty evenly matched teams. They're both hungry for that top prize. Should be a very exciting match, Stephanie. You ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay. We're going to move a little closer to the action, so we'll be back right after these messages right here on Bowling Showcase. Okay, let's pick right up with the action with Sterling Lanes bowling against the Mayflower Lanes team. Mayflower Lanes team also has some team or bowlers from Beach Lanes, which is their sister center. Leadoff person for Mayflower, Margaret DUHR. Margaret's been bowling for 45 years. She's been bowling, she bowls at Sterling Lanes, obviously, because she's sponsored by them. She's been bowling in the same league as Sterling since they opened in 1976.
Wow, it's a long time.
It is. She's also been a... Whoa! Lead-off person for the Mayflower Lanes team, COLBY GILL. Interesting. She brought a house ball.
She's fairly well with that, I'd say.
Yeah, I would say so. You know, most bowlers walk in, they got a bowling bag with, 6, 8, 10 bowling balls. She walks in with a house ball. So let's see how she does.
At least she has her own shoes.
She has her own shoes, that's right. There's no numbers on the back. Good cover, good cover. Next up for the Sterling Lanes team is Bob Nelson. He's retired. He's a retired commercial photographer. So I don't know whether television is part of his deal or not. I think it's just still photography, but came up a little high. It's all right. Left the 4-7. Got 18 300 games and 6 299 games. Still's an active bowler, bowls in a couple of senior leagues. Highest average 221. Was born in Louisville, Kentucky. Wonder how he got here. All right. Nice spare. Next up for the Mayflower team, he bowls at Beach Lanes as his home center, is Rick Henrikson from Livonia. He's an IT specialist. Left the 3-9 spare. Got that that double wood. Yeah, double wood.
Especially being a right-hander.
Let's see how he does. His high average is 197. It's like right at it. Textbook, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Joe DICICCO for Sterling is up. 187 average. Loves to bowl. Golf, computers. Shot 1 300 game. Oh, left the washout. 1 2 8 10 washout. This is kind of a tricky one, isn't it?
This one's very tricky, yeah.
So if you were going to shoot this, Stephanie, what would you do?
I would aim between the head pin and the second pin. Okay, slide it over to the 10.
Left of the head pin, left of the 1 pin. Oh, he tried it a different way. I don't think by design, but it almost worked. Almost worked. Mason Gill is up next. 27 years old, been bowling for 24 years. He's our first two-hander in our series. The two-handed bowling has become quite the craze with people like Jason Belmonte and the like on the PBA tour, and so bowlers that bowl with two hands generally generate a lot more revolutions on the ball. Ray BARR is a CNC machinist. Started bowling at the age of 10. Oh, another washout. That's 2 washouts in a row for the Sterling Lanes team.
It's not as tricky as the other ones, though.
No. Ray's been bowling for over 40 years, so let's see what he can do here. Looks like, whoa! Good try.
Very close.
Good try.
All right,
Gordy Lewis here, hails from Redford. He's a lineman. I wonder if he's a lineman with the county. Probably with the local power company.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of lining, he lined that one right into the pocket, didn't he?
That was a great shot.
Kevin Jason is a silver certified coach. He's a project manager for DTE. He's recently taken up ball drilling. Oh, he's pointing. Usually that's not a good sign when you point. Left a 3-9-10 split. This is definitely a tricky split because it's really like two splits in one.
Right.
You know, especially with that 9 pin in the back there. He's got to hit the 3, hit the 9, and go between the 9 and the 10 in order to make it. Oh. Sterling Lane's team making the turn here has really dug themselves a big hole. They're down. They've only got 60 pins through 5 frames. Mayflower is clean through 4 with their top bowler average 230 average, VERN Flowers. Oh, look at that, VERN.
Like the messenger over there. Pretty confident.
That was probably one of the finest strikes we've seen in this whole series, wouldn't you say?
I'd say so.
Okay, we're now reached the 5th frame. We'll be right back after these messages. We're going to have the teams switch lanes right here on Bowling Showcase.
Our team is wow. I mean, we just met each other a couple weeks ago. We just started bowling together. We've had a couple times out, and we've had a lot of fun. We've seemed to gel, and I think it's just, that's it. If we win today, I think it'd be fantastic. Just bowling together for the first time, representing Sterling, and having that the trophy back in Sterling, that'd be great. And I think we'd be talking a house for a while.
300 isn't just a number; it is our destination. Shouting at a ball will make it strike more. Nothing is as satisfying as hurling dangerously heavy spheres at stationary objects and watching X's fill the frames. You know it, we know it. So here's to the ballers, the lane dwellers, the alley cats. We are DVA. Tonight we bowl. For all the latest DVA product information, visit your local pro shop or check out damngoodbowling.com.
Metro Detroit USBC, your source for everything bowling in the bowling capital of the world. We support USBC certified league and tournament competition. We provide 11 tournaments for all members of our association, including men, women, youth, seniors, scratch, and handicap competition. The top reasons for belonging to the Metro Detroit USBC are having your average recognized, bonding of league funds, rules of the game, assistance in resolving league issues, equipment standards of the game, charities, and awards. Visit us at mdusbc.com.
Our biggest strength is probably friendship. We're all just friends. We consider each and every one of us family together. We're just a good mix. And on our team, we have quite a few characters with some good personalities. We have Jack. He's a pretty funny guy. We have Gordy. He's hilarious. And also we have little Colby. We call her Sis. And she does everything in the bowling centers, from counter to waitress to bartend, and she's got her little action she does at the line. And we have Mason, who's our two-handed bowler, and Vern, who's going to bring up the anchor.
Okay, let's pick up the action here in the 6th frame. Teams have rotated, they've switched lanes. Now the Mayflower team is on the left lane with COLBY, GILL, and she's the one, she brought her house ball. Left the 9-pin.
With Brooklyn on that one.
A little Brooklyn, but you know what? Sometimes it doesn't matter how, it's how many.
Right. That is true.
As we saw with Vern Flowers in that final, in his 5th frame shot when he went Brooklyn.
Oh yeah.
Because there are no style points in bowling.
There's many styles out there.
There's many.
So many.
Margaret DUHR, in fact, her daughter just graduated from Central Michigan just recently. Very proud accomplishment for that mother. Margaret left the 1-3-9. We've seen that spare a couple different times in this competition. Yeah, good cover, good cover. Well, Margaret's got 2 spares so far. Margaret's got 2 spares so far. Hey, next up is the Mayflower team, Rick Henrikson. Got a little levity going on here. You know, we bowl on the left lane and then the right lane, and Bob Nelson for the Sterling team jumped up there, and he was a little bit out of turn.
Everyone's getting excited.
Rick Henrikson, there's another Brooklyn for that Mayflower team. Mayflower's got 123 through 6 and a strike up in the 7th. So now Bob Nelson's come back here. If the Sterling team stands a chance here, Nelson needs to throw a strike. And he's very capable. Look at that.
They needed that one.
That's right. The retired photographer Nelson comes through with a strike. He could take a picture of that one, couldn't he?
Yeah.
It's really a good shot. Okay, here's our 2-hander, Mason Gill, back out. Oh, kicked out that 9-pin. Mason, he loves comic books. Joe DICICCO, I'm having a hard time with that name, and I don't know why. DICICCO, that's right. DICICCO. Thank you. He's a systems administrator. Lives in Macomb Township. Oh, yeah, great shot. You know, it might be a little bit too late on the Sterling team, but you just never know.
You just never know.
So Gordy Lewis
You need to keep it up.
had a strike back in the 4th frame, his first time up. Been bowling since the age of 19.
Good shot.
Good shot, yeah. The Ray BARR, as you recall, he kind of left a washout in that first time up, but this time, let's see what kind of adjustments he makes. All right. All right, broke it up. Up the 4-7.
Might have grabbed it at the bottom a little bit.
Yeah, he may have. Probably trying to overcompensate from that washout he left earlier. Easy little spare. Very good, very good. Good cover. Okay, 10th frame here, Vern Flowers. They've got the match well in hand. Let's see how he can finish out. You know, the highest game so far in our series is that 258 by Thunderbowl a couple weeks ago. And while Mayflower can't get to that, they can get to 243 if Vern strikes all the way out here. So they have the match well in hand. You know, one of the things Vern likes to do is bowl 7 nights a week. How does he find time to work? He's a millwright. How does he find time to work?
It's a lot of time in the bowling alley.
Yeah. He also assists his son, who's a coach with the UAD Jesuit High School bowling team. Oh, solid 8-pin. Solid 8-pin. Good run. They had a ham bone going too.
It's a very nice shot though. Can't really do too much on those 8-pins.
Nope. So Vern can cover this up for 231. Very nice performance by the Mayflower Lanes team. And he does. 231 for the Mayflower team. And Kevin Jason comes up. You know, let's finish it out strong, Sterling, and at least you can go home with your head held high. Oh, yeah.
Walked it out.
You know, Sterling's done a real good job in his second half, and I'm sure they wish they could have done that in the first half because they would have been right there.
Now they're all lined up.
Now they're all lined up, and you know what? It's too late.
Too late.
All right. Well, Kevin covers this, and they'll have 168. That'll be the most lopsided we've had so far.
Yeah.
I think they might have had a little case of the nerves in that first half.
Oh yeah. Mayflower was strong throughout the whole game.
Strong throughout the whole game, never had an open frame. Okay, so 167 is their finish. So stick around with us. We're going to congratulate the winning team when we come back right here on Bowling Showcase.
We are a dynamic mix and we are energetic and excited to bowl.
Owning and operating a bowling center is a unique business, and no one knows it like Sandy Hansel and Associates. We've been buying, selling, and valuing bowling centers for over 30 years. We've sold over 500 centers and valued more than 1,200 centers throughout the United States and Canada. We often assist the purchaser in securing financing, obtaining your liquor license transfer, and avoiding potential pitfalls unique to this business. Trust your next bowling center transaction to Sandy Hansel and Associates, bowling's only full-service broker, appraiser, and financial advisors. Visit us at sandyhansel.com. The Bowling Centers Association of Michigan is a nonprofit trade organization that protects, promotes, and advances the interest of its members and member centers. It is the only association in Michigan affiliated with the Bowling Proprietors Association of America. Benefits include group purchasing programs, tournaments, annual convention and trade show, education seminars, and legislative representation. Interested in becoming a member? Contact Ken Prokopek at 630-235-7794 or visit mibowl.com for more information.
Well, when we win today and after our great bowling, we would be very proud and we are going to take it back and we're going to let everybody know.
Congratulations to Mayflower Lanes. This is our week's first winners. So congratulations to you guys. You guys did really well.
Thank you.
Yeah, Gordy, I mean, your team, 232 to 167. You're bowling with a lady who's brought her house ball. But as Stephanie indicated on the telecast, she's got her own shoes anyway, right?
That's right.
So,
that's all she needed.
So tell us about your team a little bit.
Well, we got COLBY. She's the house ball champ. Got Ricklin Rick there. You got our anchor VERN and Mason.
Mason, our first two-handed bowler on our telecast. I mean, that's great. And so you guys are going to be bowling against last week's champion in the next round. Okay, so that Mayflower Lanes team is going to be quite a. What do you think about that? Anything?
Well, I think I like our chances.
Okay, just keep working at it.
Okay.
But congratulations once again. Let's have a high five.
All right,
Come
high
on,
five.
let's go. Come on, Stephanie, you get in here too. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Mayflower Lanes with team members COLBY GILL, Mason GILL, Rick HENRIKSON, Gordy Lewis and Vern Flowers overpower Sterling Lanes and grab the last open spot in the second round of competition and will face off against last week's winner, Mayflower Lanes. Tune in next time as we crank up the excitement and start second round action as the quest for the Bowling Showcase Challenge Trophy continues. Stay tuned and we'll see you next time from the bowling capital of the world on Bowling Showcase Challenge Edition.